There we go. Sorry, guys. We're sitting here
Have we
rattling
been
off.
have we been soundless
We have
all
been
this time?
soundless, and I was sitting there making sure we were soundless.
Oh,
before
my
we,
gosh.
Okay, now we got to start over.
Okay. Hi.
Hi,
Good
guys.
morning.
Good morning.
Welcome
Good morning.
to our gathering table
Yeah,
this morning.
Gathering table, indeed, indeed.
Oh,
Well, anyway, we already.
we said good things.
Yeah, we said
no
good
one
things.
heard us.
No one heard us. Man, I'm definitely going to have to edit this one and put it back on later so I can cut that part out. Anyway, we are live, and Mary and I were up at we just rounded off both about 3:30.
Yep.
And that happens sometimes. I just, and I know, don't even try to go back to sleep. Just get up.
I know.
And so I did. But boy, it was, just, it's so quiet here in this little town. And go out there and you got that nice south breeze blowing. It's so peaceful.
It is peaceful.
It is so peaceful. But yeah, we got up and I guess you already let the chickens out?
I opened the door.
You
They're
opened the
probably
door,
not
yeah.
going to come out right now, but
Right.
I got that taken care of, so I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it sure is kind of scary going in there when it's dark.
No, yeah. Yeah, it
Where's
is.
the snake? Where
Yeah,
is it?
yeah. I'm surprised we haven't seen a chicken
Well,
snake yet. I'm really surprised.
I'm expecting it.
Well, you always have to be, and there's something under my chair. But anyway, yeah, we were talking about trying to roll up a little closer here. Here we go. The chickens and Wednesday and how we were trying to keep them cool, and I bought that swamp cooler in Brenham, and I think it's working pretty good.
It is. It's very. They sit in front of it. It's the cold air coming out of there.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
got to remember to go and refill it.
Yeah, I know.
It's
about
3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 to 4 hours, depending upon that one day, Friday. Friday, and I filled it up at 10 o'clock, and I said, all right, and I looked at the time and went about my day, and sure enough, 2 o'clock, it had just about a half inch left.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the thing is, it's got to shut off, so in other words, if it runs out of water, we haven't tried that feature. We don't trust that feature.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
the pump will shut off once it gets to a certain level. But
But it was a good idea.
It was a
and
great idea.
It's working.
We brainstormed on how we could do it, and we talked about that last Wednesday. But this is, and a lot of times we have it running, and them little heifers there in the other end, and but they're laying and just having their little cordial party over there.
Well, there's a fan over there.
and there is
at that
there's
end.
2 fans, yeah, and
So
and that's where the south wind comes in.
that's
too.
right. That's right.
But then, for the longest, they loved to get on the other end,
Yeah.
and especially before I put a tarp over the roof. Mm-hmm. And, they're sitting there, like we said, with their mouths open, stressed, and just, miserable.
So sad.
So I put tarps over the top of the coop for shade, and then we put in the swamp cooler. So now when they go down there, they make their little nest in the dirt, and they get in the dust bath, and they just lay there. We have names for them, guys. Tilly was laying right in front of that cooler yesterday. She was laying on her side and had one wing up.
Yeah.
And I tried to get a picture, but she moved before I could.
Yeah.
Oh, they're comical.
They are.
And we get eggs,
Yep.
We've been averaging, like 4 a day?
Yeah, that's about right.
They kind of slowed down on the heat.
Yeah.
I guess it's the
Well,
heat factor.
one of them doesn't lay too much, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Bertha, Big Bertha.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too.
So anyway,
Because I never see her in the box, ever.
No, she did all that brooding, and then she just
Yeah.
kind of went into
Yeah.
neutral
Yeah,
mode.
her,
So
her
yeah,
hormones are catching up,
yeah,
though.
they're all out of whack.
Yeah, that's right.
But let's talk about the garden, guys.
Ooh.
Again, the gathering table, it does include chicken talk, garden talk, and scripture. So yeah,
Yes, the garden. Okay. Well, yesterday while you were gone, I got to feeling so sorry. Them okra were just, they were just drooped. And they had water, but that sun was just beating them up. So there I go, pulling these big old plants around, trying
Yeah.
to get them into the shade. So then
Right.
we have that shade cloth, but it's so long. But I got determined I'm going to cover them.
Yeah.
So I did the best I could, which got them covered. It wasn't pretty.
no,
It wasn't pretty, but
No.
but they had cover.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today is cover the tomatoes and the okra up again.
right,
And then I got 21 tomato plants in the other garden, and they have that sail over the top of them.
Yeah.
So that's working good too. So we now have a way to cover them from that heat that it's just too much.
it is too much.
So we're saving, but we're getting A ton. I'm trying to eat these tomatoes. I'm trying to. I'm eating tomatoes and like crazy and shoving them on your plate.
Yeah, you are. Every time we get a salad.
Here. Even if I always have a salad, but you eat none. I'm throwing here. Eat some of these while you're eating.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the cherries.
But that Golden Jubilee tomato, y'all, that tomato is unreal. It is so unreal. It's sweet.
Sweetest I've ever. I couldn't even imagine.
It was so good. I got 2 of them. But they grow in this gold color, and it's really, really gold, and then green at the top. And you would think that means they're not ripe, but no, they're ripe.
They're ripe.
And so I ate one at lunch and just went, "Oh my, he's got to try this." So then, when you came home that night, I gave you a slice and gave it to you, and it was I actually sacrificed that tomato to you, so
you
could have it. I really wanted
it,
and so, but it's got a lot of tomatoes on it, so we just got to wait for them to come on and turn for us. But
they're a good size. They're a good medium, large size.
Yeah, they are,
which is good.
Oh my!
Because we had such an ample amount of cherry tomatoes.
Oh,
which I have no complaints, man. But
no complaints. But you wanted the cherry tomatoes.
I did. I bought
and
them.
I wanted the big ones.
Right.
So we have all these cherry tomatoes every day. I'm bringing in an armload of them.
Oh yeah.
And I'm the one eating them.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm the one trying to catch up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You need to step it up.
I need to step it up.
You do.
But getting back to that Juliet, or is it Jubilee?
Jubilee.
Jubilee. When I took a taste of it, and you said, "Taste this," it doesn't even taste like a tomato, and it doesn't. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But the sweetness, I mean, it's. You said it almost. Well, tomatoes are fruit. We know this.
Yes.
If you didn't know that, tomato is a fruit. But that really amplifies the fruit metaphor, because
it really does.
It tastes like a fruit.
It does. It tastes like a berry.
Or something.
I don't know, but wow.
Yeah, it does.
I'm loving that I did that, and I didn't even know what it was. I planted all these seeds, and I had no idea, but I knew that one was supposed to be gold yellow type. So whenever it started, like, that's it, that must be that one. And I wonder how many I planted, because we have a lot that have green tomatoes on it, but I have no idea what they're going to come out to be.
What they're going to come out to be. Yeah.
So, but I'm glad I did that one.
You did, though. I'm so glad that we did buy that cover, and we initially tried to use it, the white cover, that like what your lady friend uses. But it was funny, because what I did when I pulled up yesterday, and you said it before I could even say it, it looked like we had a homeless shelter in our backyard.
A shanty town.
A shanty town. A
homeless camp.
It does. And between the chicken coop, because I built it out of landscape timbers, and then there was nothing on it. And then we repurposed a vinyl greenhouse, and I cut one side of it off and screwed it to the
chicken wire.
Mainly for the dogs.
Yeah.
So it's not really a visual. And then, of course, now the blue tarps on top. That right there in itself could just go as a shanty town.
Yes. Yeah, right.
The chicken pen is covered with tarps, but they're good tarps, and
it looks nice.
It looks nice.
It does look nice.
But then when you added the white cloth to it, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then we have really from the road you can't see it, but between the garage and the first shop we have that, and that thing's been amazing. It's called a sail, like a ship sail, boat sail. And we got it on Amazon, and
$40.
You saw it, $40. It's real stretchy. It has ringlets on all 4 corners. You can stretch it out. We used it as a portable carport last year.
The year before, we used it in our other chicken coop. To keep the sun off of them, and that worked really well.
It did.
And people use them, to like cover patios.
Yes,
to make a patio, and we used it for a carport last year for you, because you can't get your truck into the garage.
Right.
So it has really, for $40, that thing has really, really done a lot of work for us.
And it's durable. It hasn't
durable.
ripped.
It has not ripped.
Well, look at all the wind that it took.
I know, and plus we got it. It's over the garden, and it's secured with clothesline clips.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I expected and this is where the rubber meets the road right here.
Man.
We're going to find out.
Talk about repurposing.
It has not tore.
Yeah, no, it has not.
And when the wind blows, it just puffs up in the air and then comes down and.
Yeah, and I think and this, I don't know what exact kind of material it is, but it's not like a tarp, and it sun can kind of get through it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's very minutely perforated the way the stitching is, but yes, the wind. You would think most things the rivets rip out first of all, and these have stainless rings in them, and this thing's a beast for $40. It's so versatile.
Yes.
And I think you said you can get other sizes. Right?
Yes, there's all kinds of sizes and all kind of colors, and it was really impressive. But we need to get another one so we can put it over our deck.
Yes, yeah. I think that would do the trick. And the thing, but it's the elasticity of it, guys. It's real stretchy.
It is.
And that's why. It like I said, for $40.
It's big.
Because I'll spend a lot of times. Well, we use both of our tarps for roof of the chicken coop. Those are 10 by 20s. And then I had to go get the granite rock in Columbus to go fix my parents' grave. Anyway, so I bought another one, and it was like $26. But you know what I'm saying is, but those 10 by 20s, they were almost 40.
Yeah.
And I cover stuff with them. I put the bungee cords on them, and just driving down the road, the rivets rip out.
Yeah, yeah, they're
not made. This thing, it's so many uses, so many uses. But what else we got?
So the watermelon's blowing up, man.
They are.
You can stand in one place, literally stand there and see 3.
Oh yeah.
And then you look over here, 3. There's 3 everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And then we have the new the new watermelon plant, which isn't old at all.
No.
On one vine already 3, and one is big.
Yeah.
And so I had to prune one off because 3 tomatoes, 3 watermelons on a vine. The other 2 are going to suffer.
Yeah.
So we got to get rid of one of them. It's sacrificial collateral damage. You just have to go.
You just have to go. And that's the thing. We have so many in our monstrosity area, garden area. I don't know which ones to cut.
Oh my!
Because we have the two
it's
big
too
ones.
Raveled. Yeah, we can't. We would spend all day trying to unravel vines. It is a jungle.
Because you just can't cut it because it might be a lifeline to one of the better watermelons. So yeah. We learned our lesson on that, though.
Boy, did we ever.
And I think next year
we're just going to grow all watermelon in that
10-gallon grow bag and let it be in the yard and let it spread out. Or
that's
somewhere.
Grown. Everything has grown so much better in the ground. I'm pretty against container gardening at this point because I see the difference if you put them in the ground or if you try to do it in the containers. Like our squash, that stuff grows so big. There's no way a container can hold those.
And we saw it because what's in the containers is just about dead, gone.
But
Didn't
thank
produce
goodness
much.
we did
5, I think.
Yeah, 5 in the
ground.
In the ground.
And they are rocking.
And they are thriving.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got 3 seedlings which are doing real good, so we'll replace them.
Well, do me a favor.
What?
Get up and go get your little metal thing. I want to show them the zucchini. Just again, and these are the zucchinis from the ground. Again, and it's like Pastor Arthur's mother. She said, "Ground, Richard, ground." She's old school, man. And but yeah, it's been amazing. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort, but here we go.
Okay. Now these are so big because they grow. The plant is so big and the leaves are so big. It's easy to miss them.
It is.
And these big ones grow on the ground.
Yes, they do.
So you can totally miss it.
You can totally miss them. Look at this, guys.
This is zucchini.
Fruits of our labor.
This is one I caught in time.
Yeah, you want to catch them. You want to catch them about this size.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you see at the grocery store compared to this. And
these are good. They're nice. They are very nice. And people say that they're better if they're smaller. These have turned out to be really, really good.
Right.
I can make a lot of stuff with this.
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
What's your favorite thing I've made out of that?
It's hard to. It's going to be a toss up between the zucchini rice and the zucchini bread.
Both of those were really good.
Amazing.
Cheesy zucchini rice.
Oh man!
Yeah,
and it's like its own food group, man.
It is. It's really good.
It's amazing.
And then this okra.
Yeah,
too,
look at that okra.
Because I didn't see it.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that was going on.
The purple burgundy. You want them more or less. Well, I mean, it depends, however, but you want to cut them about that size, really.
Yeah.
That's an ideal size. But then you've got the super duper, yeah. But they're still good. And even with the zucchini, works more for, instead of slicing and cooking them somehow, that's more for zucchini bread, I would think, and the zucchini rice. Because you shred it. So it's kind of irrelevant that, I mean, it's okay that they get this big.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
You can make a zucchini boat out of it. And anyway, that's another story.
You keep saying that. I'm never making that.
I know.
There's nothing that sounds more boring to me than that.
Yeah, I know. It's just something that I learned from somebody, and I tried it a couple times. And,
that.
But it ran away
Better
from me.
get that from Ollie.
But then, well, what is it? Oh, okay, the bell peppers.
That's that orange bell pepper.
Yeah, orange bell pepper. So we're getting a few of those.
And
but there's some amazing little crazy ones, like this little guy here.
He was little, but he was ready.
Yeah, but he was ready.
And then here's my regular squash.
And that's a good size to cut right there. But yeah, this is just from the past few days, guys.
But we were sitting outside, and I'm looking in the yard, and I ask you, why is there a watermelon in our yard?
Yeah.
And I walk over there, and it has been chewed, and that dog got in there and thought it. I know that crazy dog.
He thought it was a ball. Yeah.
And he brought it over there and gnawed on it for a little bit and said, "Oh, to heck with this. This don't taste like nothing to me."
We have it fenced off and we have a gate, but we continually leave the gate open. And a lot of times it's just convenient because we're in and out.
In and out, yes.
But I think we learn now.
Yeah, I have learned.
Because and it was a pretty good size. On its way.
It was a shame.
Yeah,
it was a shame to
we
lose
looked
it.
at it, and he wasn't around at the time, but he'd already grabbed it and chewed on it. So anyway, once again, a sacrificial watermelon.
That's right. So. Nothing like something like that teach you a lesson.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But we got enough. We have enough watermelon to not worry about it.
No, it's
golly, everywhere you look, I'm just like, there's another one. Every time.
Right. Like I said, and they stay.
And remember when we first planted it, you said, I would be happy if we could just get 2 watermelons.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. All that work and all them vines, but we're going to get more than 2.
But they're supposed to be 30 to 50 pounds.
Yes. They're the black diamond. They're the solid green black diamond, and of course red meat. I always
dark green. They're really dark.
Yeah, really dark green. I know a lot of people have eaten them and seen them, and I'm excited, man. Okay. I am so excited about that. We've had a good haul.
We have.
We've had a good haul.
We have, and it continues. Thank you, Lord, for your provision.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
And for providing food for us before we were even on this earth.
That's right. That's right. And the miraculous, just watching His miracles, watching what God made, and how again it goes from a seed to this, and just watching the plant as it grows, and we're amazed by it, and we always put God, first when we talk about it, because it's God's creation, guys. It's totally God's creation. So I love it. I truly love it.
Me too.
Well, you was telling me last night that you had some stuff that you had some stuff you wanted to say.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, because I wouldn't tell you the story of what happened.
She didn't tell me the story, so this is going to be new to me.
Table stuff.
Straight from the Mary Burger Newswire.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Here's my story. So, yesterday when I got off work, I'm driving home on FM 155, and there's not a lot of traffic at all. But I see this truck pulled over in the ditch.
Okay.
And his hood is up, but as I drove by, I didn't notice anyone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And soon as I drove by, immediately, this feeling comes over me.
Like stop?
Turn around.
Turn around.
That was the exact thing. Turn around.
All right.
And as soon as that hit me, then this other thing came, and it says, you didn't even see anybody, and there's no point in turning around. No one's there. Somebody probably came and picked them up, and they probably went to go get a part.
Right.
Again.
Yeah.
Turn around. That kept happening. Then the next thought was, Everybody has a cell phone. Dude can help himself.
That's what we always think. Yeah.
Again, turn around.
Turn around.
Then the next thing was somebody else will come along. Some guy will come along that can actually help.
Right.
And don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Again, turn around.
Turn around.
Then the thought was, okay, what are you going to do for him? You know, you're going to get some strange dude a ride?
Yeah, right.
How are you going to help this person?
Mm-hmm.
Then it came turn around, and then I pulled over. I pulled over into the Hallman restaurant area.
Yeah,
in that
the
parking lot.
steakhouse, yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, and the first thing, I told you how whenever something is going on, I'll get a scripture.
Sure.
It'll be shown to me.
Right.
And what the scripture said was, love thy neighbor.
Yes.
And I thought, I know what's going on here. I got the Holy Spirit telling me to do something. And I've got old sneaky Satan in there.
Trying to go.
Trying to.
Don't do it.
To keep me from doing it.
Right.
So that's it, sneaky old devil. You ain't getting me today.
Right.
So I turn around about 2 miles back. I turn around. I drive back. I stop in the middle of the road. No cars are around. And the reason I didn't see him, he was literally in under the hood, so deep that that's why I didn't see him. Well, he sees me, and immediately he jumps down, and he walks over, and I said, "Do you need some help?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes." He was a Hispanic guy.
Yeah.
He spoke good English, but it was still a little broken. And he said, "Yes, but I called the maintenance already," and I think he means roadside assistance and maintenance. It was cute. And he had a big smile, and I could see, a woman and a child in the truck too.
Okay.
And I just said, "Is there anything I can do to help you?"
Yeah.
And he said, "No, but thank you so much for stopping and checking on us."
Right.
And I said, "It's no problem." So I drove off, but what immediately I got was that I was being asked to do something, and it may not be I need to help, but I need to show up.
Yeah.
As a neighbor, as this person's neighbor, and love my neighbor and check on him. It doesn't matter what the reason was. The only thing I was being asked to do was to obey, turn around.
Yeah.
That was it. And so, the old Satan was right up in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time turn around came to me, there was something as to why.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, something was always there. All these different scenarios were being shown to me too. That this is why you don't need to do it.
Yeah, right.
So but I felt so glad that I did it because I did show up. I was obedient. I did show love to my neighbor, and that is an exercise for me not to miss an opportunity to show up in kindness, because you can be nice, but it costs you something to be kind. That's the difference. Kindness costs you something.
It does. So yeah, it does.
That's what it's an exercise. I see that as an exercise, and I learned a lot from that. That you do need to show up. You do need to at least acknowledge you're in trouble. What can I do to help you? Right. And step out there a little bit instead of just going, okay, well, I really want to go home.
Yeah, right.
And keep going. No, you gotta pay a little something here.
And it's this week I'm always kind of get on just something to listen to that it's the same sometimes all week. And this past week it was sacrifice.
Yeah.
And and then I told you about the story about this pastor was talking about food banks.
Yeah.
And he said, you notice that you go into a food bank and they have 1 million cans of beets and 1 million cans of just stuff that just nobody wants to eat.
That's right.
And then he said, okay, so, a lot of people, and he's right. He's kind of calling it out. Somebody wants to do good, and so they go into their cabinets and they give what's been sitting there for however long, and the beets and the wheat noodles or whatever.
The wheat, I just want to say, when I brought the food up there, to the box at the meat market.
At the meat market. Casper's.
That whole wheat pasta was still there. Everything else was gone. But nobody wants that stuff.
No, it don't.
But then I started thinking too, what if I was wrong? What if
Uh-huh.
these people that put whole wheat pasta in that box love whole, and they think it's a great thing?
That's true too.
We don't
Yeah,
know
we don't
where
know.
they're,
Yeah.
but I do know that one time I worked at a food drive, and my job was to check expiration dates.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you what, people bring food, and when the expiration date is very close in a canned good, you
Yeah.
know it's been sitting somewhere for a very, very long
For a
time.
long time. Yeah. Yeah.
Which, okay, in their heart, they're being nice.
They're being nice.
Okay, that's the word. They're being nice.
Yes.
If they were being kind, and
Right.
there were kind people pulling up there, had gone a special trip to HEB to buy stuff to bring up there, and there was that. But we don't know what people's financial situations are.
don't.
We don't know where their hearts are at and why that they're doing what they're doing.
What they're
And
doing.
yes, I know we've probably all done it.
Right, right.
You know, your kid needs a canned good to take to school.
Sure.
So there you go, looking for the cream corn that nobody's going to
I love cream corn. I love cream corn.
Well, I put it in cornbread, but you know, really,
Oh, that's good.
it's
too.
not really a
Girl.
sacrifice. It's just it's a niceness, but
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
kindness, maybe.
Right, right.
Or maybe people, like I said, you never know. Just like the lady who put her little tiny coin in the offering church,
Mm-hmm.
and she was the one that Jesus said gave the most
Sure.
because she gave all she had.
All she had.
So we
That's
don't
right.
really know who, but yes,
Yeah.
when you can be kind
Mm-hmm.
and it costs you something and it is a sacrifice, that's
Yeah.
the best offering.
And, you know, the thing about the sacrifice, too, is you're giving away something that you love.
Yes.
Something that,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a sacrifice because you're sharing it with someone else because that's what the Lord wants you to do.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing something that you love, and when you sacrifice that, you give it away, whether it's a food bank or whatever.
Yes.
You're giving it away, but it is in honor of the Lord.
That's right.
First.
Just like the sacrifices in the Old Testament.
Yes, yes.
You are to give. You are to give
The animals,
your best
your
one.
best one, your best animal, a living holy sacrifice,
That's right.
all throughout the Old Testament. You know, that's what it was prior to Christ dying on the cross.
Yes, and then the people were giving their blind animals.
Yes,
or their
yes.
diseased or sick animals.
Yeah, yeah,
Because and that doesn't mean anything.
No,
That-
it
that's,
doesn't.
That's
Yeah,
that's not a good thing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, an offer of sacrifice is doing a sacrifice. It's just the word that comes to me is righteousness.
Yeah. That's
Because you
right.
are righteous before God when you do that,
Yeah.
you know. And it's, again, it honors the Lord, guys, but it does help somebody. And it's a do-good, yes,
Yeah.
but it comes from the Lord and it comes from your heart.
That's right.
So, in other words, you're bearing fruit in that sense because you're doing it for the Lord and you're a Christian, you're doing it out of your heart.
Right.
You don't have to do it.
That's right.
You don't have to do it.
But then you got,
You
like
can
I
ignore
told
it.
you, you know, we grew up going to church,
Yeah.
and there was a song, and it's probably a scripture somewhere. Whatever you do for the least of my brother, that you do unto me.
Yes, yes, amen,
so that,
sister.
that's there in my heart always.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Of how you treat people, or you know.
Yeah, right. You know, it's sheep and goats and all that. That's not necessary now. But things that you, and I'm talking from a Christian aspect standpoint, things that you really, really love, cherish, you know, that you need. I'm saying needs, not wants. But again, let me reiterate: when you're giving it to somebody like that, it's the work of the Lord. It's
Yes.
the work of the Lord, and
that's how we want to roll.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
how we want to roll.
It
I don't
is.
want to get.
It is.
You know, when I put stuff in the box, honestly, I thought, what do I want to eat? You
Right,
know?
right.
When you're hungry, what do you want to eat?
That's right.
What do your kids want to eat?
You have to think that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to think that way, and because again, you know, and the monetary part, that's irrelevant.
That is
It's
irrelevant.
totally irrelevant, man. You know, and the thing is we are to do it. What's the word? Undercover. Anyway.
Yes.
You're not good. You're not doing it
yeah.
to get praise.
That's right.
You're praising God, and you know, because a lot of times people get things.
Yeah.
And again, nobody knows who it was.
That's good.
And that's what they want.
That's right.
And that's, and again, that's
the way it should be.
that's the way,
That's exactly
that's the way the
it
Lord,
should be.
humble, meek.
Yeah. Not, don't grab the glory from God.
Yeah,
There.
yes, yeah. The thing is, when I was reading some of this stuff, and again, one of the key things about sacrifice, as far as not getting away from possessions, is the offer of sacrifice of righteousness to put your trust in the Lord.
Yes, that is right.
That's first and foremost, is what I was reading. Christ came in, and again, all that went away, the sacrifices, but we still, we're expected. God still wants us to sacrifice in this world today. So we're just giving some prime examples of.
That's right.
But it can be so many things. Not just monetary. Your time is a sacrifice sometimes.
It is. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and to, like you always say, discipleship. Let's just say somebody calls.
Yeah.
It could be a family member. It could be a friend. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you're having just a crazy day. You're like me. I say I'm gonna call it. You're in the flesh. Because you're letting. You've got God with you, but still, you know what I'm talking about. It just gets crazy sometimes. Mm-hmm. You have the craziness, and it settles down. But for you to stop, put everything down and make that person first and foremost.
That's right.
That's a sacrifice. And you talk to them as long as they need to be talked to. You kick everything else to the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know we both had that.
Yeah.
Over the years, to lend an ear, to lend a kind heart.
That's right. Just like the Good Samaritan,
Mm-hmm.
The guy's laying half dead on the road there,
right, yeah.
And here comes a priest, and he just walks on the other side of the road and keeps going, and
sure,
then somebody else came along, and everyone kept going and walking around this person, but the one person stepped up, and cared for this person,
right,
and did not stop.
Not at all.
Did not stop until he knew this guy was going to be taken care of. So, we all have an opportunity sometimes. But for me, that yesterday was a good experience because
it was.
I'm glad he didn't need help, but I'm glad I obeyed. I'm glad that I stepped out.
Right.
Out of myself.
It's so funny.
And turned around and went back.
You did, and but that is the for a lot of us, it's just the thought. Well, everybody has a cell phone. It's it's true. That's what we think, and that's why we don't stop.
Everybody but me, because I left mine at work yesterday.
You left yours at work yesterday, so that was kind of ironic.
I couldn't even have helped him.
But I'm just saying, what if he wouldn't have had a cell phone?
I know.
What if nobody stopped? What if there's no AC?
That's right. And there's a child.
There's a child. And a woman. Let's say they don't even have water in the truck.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm saying. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That was good. I was very happy that I did that. And it's a good practice for me to continue.
Mary. Bless your heart. It is. It really is. We are living sacrifice. We are. We're living sacrifice because we do. We ask the Lord to come into our hearts. We get saved, but we sacrifice a lot for the Lord.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's right.
Every day.
And two, let me point this out. Okay, so I heard a pastor talk about how every time she went to the grocery store, and she, you have that cart, and you know how tempting it is just to leave it and not put it back where it belongs.
True.
And so one day she's hearing, you need to put that cart away. And, and she finally started putting it away. But she said, if you cannot be trusted with the small things, you cannot be given bigger things. It's the small things that grow you up.
Sure, yeah.
And the little test and it's your heart. It's a heart situation, you don't want that cart to hurt someone's vehicle as it has mine all over the place. And, it's just the kind. That would be considered a kind thing because you do got to go put it up. But yeah, it's obedience too.
Yep.
And it's a heart situation. Your heart has to love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, sacrifice helps us prepare, to live in the presence of the Lord. This is like a dry run. and that's a heck of a metaphor. But this is like a dry run prior to us being with the Father and the Son.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
And again, it's not about goody two-shoe things.
No.
It's just from your heart and
That's
obeying the Lord and walking as best as you can, Christ-like. Look at Abraham. Look at Abraham and all what he did. The Lord asked him. He loved his son so much.
Oh my, yeah.
So much, and then
that's even when I get close to that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh,
you know
it's
what's
so
coming.
sad.
You know what's coming.
Your son, whom you love.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so sad.
Yeah.
To be faced with something like that,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
then the son is asking him, these questions about,
Yeah.
yes, we're going to build a fire.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But he was so obedient, and how hard and how that must
Yeah.
have grieved him.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Um.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
broke your
no.
concentration.
No, I'm not. I wanted to bring about one more thing, just the work of God, and that's what I told you this morning about the two guys at the coffee shop.
Yes.
They're sitting there, they don't know each other, and then they eventually just kind of started talking, and the one guy sitting on the left said, "Yeah, man, I'm fixing to roll to work." He goes, "Man, I haven't had a day off, and who knows when. And boy, they're piling the overtime on me, and I'm so burnt out. But you got obligations. You got to work." And the other guy said, "Oh wow, yeah, that must be rough." He goes, I was in the unemployment line all day yesterday, and my employment money's fixing to run out." And he goes, "I've been pounding the pavement, and I just can't find nothing." And so you got too much work, no work, and God brings it together because the guy that had all the overtime ended up getting that guy a job.
Yeah.
So they could have never have met,
That's right.
or they could have never have talked.
That's right.
They could have sat there their entire time and not even had any conversation.
Yeah.
But they did.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Yes.
Look
And
what
I'm
happened.
a strong believer that the right people
Mm-hmm.
will be put in place for you.
It's happened to me so many
during
times
need.
over the years.
Exactly. Well, we're in this house because
Yes,
of that very
because of that.
situation.
Yes, it is.
There's
It is.
no way that would be like the craziest coincidence slash miracle ever.
Right,
If
right.
this had not been God. This
No,
was
I know.
God.
It was
the
so much.
crazy conversation. One
Mm-hmm.
thing mentioned, and then we've got way more than we ever thought we'd ever have.
I'm still in awe. We've been here over a year. But that's really irrelevant. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is where I was at prior to meeting you, and then us getting married and enjoying what we had over there. But then, for a reason, it all changed, and we moved from there. Because of just what was going on, and it brought us, it put me on a wild spree going and looking at whatever properties I could
That
look
was
at
so funny.
that was actually available.
Yeah.
And I'm talking
Yeah.
this Tri-County area, man, and we did have a deadline. We had about a month and a half, but still.
we knew what the market was like, and it was hard.
Yeah, but again, the story, we've told it before, but,
Well, first of all, let me just say this. When I was praying for a house,
right.
first of all, I started telling God what I needed. We
Yeah,
need this.
yeah,
and
I
all of a
know,
sudden I kind
I
of
know,
laughed and I
yeah,
stopped and
yeah.
I said, "Okay, forgive me for telling you what I need. You know what I need.
Right.
And I'm putting this
Already
in your
does.
hands.
Already
and
does.
if we start to make a mistake, please intervene
Yes.
in anything that you have not intended for us."
True.
And we did. We had a house
And-
we were looking at. He intervened.
He intervened.
He intervened, totally intervened.
Because we were
And-
going to buy it
Yeah, we were going to buy it. Then he intervened, and then
through the inspector.
then the real estate agent of the house, not our agent,
No,
who I
yeah.
didn't even know.
Right.
I just said to myself, "Oh, I don't know what we're going to do now."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like, "Hey, you want to see my mom's house? She's been gone for 5 years, and I haven't wanted to sell it because I don't want the wrong person. I'm looking for the right person.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The next thing you know, she showed me that house, and the price that she gave us this house at was so
Amazing.
ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was way more than that other house as far as what we got.
More property,
More privacy.
privacy.
Two metal buildings with electricity. Oh, a huge, beautiful yard, and
Yes.
a much bigger house.
Much
I mean,
bigger house.
everything was so much better.
Everything.
Everything we needed was
Man,
here. We
yeah.
didn't think, in our minds, in our worldly minds, we never could have imagined it.
I know, man.
We were just looking for a house to live in because we needed a place to live.
Right.
God was saying, no, I'm giving you that, blessing you with a house that you can thrive in, that you can grow in.
Right.
And that's what we've been doing.
And that's what we've been doing.
Unbelievable. I mean, like a $70,000 difference.
Oh,
we
yeah,
were going to
yeah.
get nothing, not even a garage.
Right, nothing.
A tiny house.
It's like I said, when I changed my life, it really kicked in. And guys, I'm not kidding, man, the Lord and what he can do. But it just,
It was.
and again, don't see it coming.
Yeah.
And you always got to remember, there's, people don't like change, but there's always change in your life, good and bad. But boy, that changed for the good, and the way that worked, I'm still in awe, Mary.
I know it.
It's
I am
been
too.
over a year, and
I
I'm
am
still
too.
in awe.
That's right.
And now we have our garden and all that. We have good jobs. That's another thing. That this job that I have now that I've had for 12 years, that was the Lord working. Even though back then, I was of God in the sense I knew, and I knew from my being raised in a church and all that. And again, I prayed some, but it wasn't what it is now, and bringing him back into my life. But anyway, what I'm saying is the job that I have now was a blessing from God, because I'd lost my other job. I was running my company. It was starting to get slow, my remodeling stuff, and I was kind of getting burnt out on it, in a sense.
Yeah.
But when I lost that one, I had two jobs, my job and then the corporate job. Corporate job kicked me to the curb, so there went my insurance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't making enough to pay for insurance, health insurance, for me and or a family.
Yeah.
So, what do? Then, again, the part-time client that I had brought me aboard and gave me a full-time job with insurance, benefits, 401k, and I'm still there today.
Yeah.
Great salary, company truck.
You certainly, that is.
And check this out, guys. They about 4 or 5 years ago, they started providing me with a company truck, okay, and a gas card, which I still use. I
and
still
they
have a
pay
gas
your
card.
insurance.
They paid everything, and then all of a sudden, I told my boss, I said, hey, I've always lived 5 minutes away, so there was no issue, because when you lease a vehicle, as you know, you get so many miles a year, and then when you go over, it's like a quarter of a mile. So long story short, with me living here in Weimar and driving back and forth all the time, and this is the second lease truck that I have, and I told him, I said, man, you're not going to believe this, but I'm getting, because we had 15,000 miles a year on the contract. I said, Joe, I'm getting up to 40,000. I'm going to be at 45,000 in no time. I'm just letting you know, because we still have a year and a half left on the lease, which would be buku extra money.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, well, let me think about this. I'll get back with you. And so what he ended up doing is terminating the lease early. He bought the truck. He gave this 2020 GMC Sierra 4-wheel drive truck to me.
That's right.
To me.
That's right.
Not only that, he still pays for the insurance for the truck. I didn't ask for any of this. I still have my gas card. It's a company gas card. And I know a lot of y'all right now having to deal with gas prices. And it's so much, and especially people that are in a sense that the gas prices are affecting their way of living, food and what have you. But again, that was a blessing. And then he said, so here I got this truck, and it's mine. It's in my name. It's in our name. So he said, how many miles is it on it now, Burger? And I said, it's over 60,000 already. He said, okay, well, when it starts getting up a little bit higher, then we're going to trade it in. I'm going to buy you another. I'm going to buy you a brand new truck and put it in your name.
Isn't that something? Then that's just It's unheard of. Who does that?
Who does that?
Who does that?
I've been with these guys 12 years, and 12 years, I should say, but actually on the books, being brought in full time, it's been about 7 because I was still running my other business back then. But anyway, just a perfect example of
But you've
God
been a blessing
working.
to them too.
Well, yeah, I
Definitely,
take care of them.
You do
and
take good care
that's
of them.
why they take care of me, and they're great people. They're fantastic people.
Very generous.
Very generous people, not only to me but to others.
Yes.
And yeah, Aces, top shelf, godly people. Man, that's all I can say. Well, ma'am, we hit a lot of good stuff this morning.
Yeah, I was going to go into because I was been reading
Go ahead.
John 10.
Yes,
Okay,
tell
there
me
is
about
so
it.
much in John 10, the Good Shepherd. My goodness. And so I thought it would be an easy thing for me to talk about today.
Uh-huh.
And on the surface it is, but when you go deeper, I'm not ready because yesterday, I mean, it would take me probably 2 weeks before I can even go over that.
Uh-huh.
It's more to it than
It always
there's
is.
a lot to
It always
a
is.
simple chapter, man. That is like, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is. So if anybody gets a chance, look over John chapter 10. It is. It really blew me away. And I've
Okay.
read it before. That's the thing. I've read it before, and in my mind, I took it at face value, I guess.
Okay.
But then, because we have those study books,
Yes, yeah.
I looked in there and looked at it, and I'm like, oh no, there's a lot more. I don't want to scratch the surface. I want
Right.
to really find everything. There's like 3 major things going on in that one chapter, so I want to
Okay.
get it all straight before
You want to
I
get it
even
all
bring
straight
it up.
before you even bring it up. I got you. Well, that'd be a good one. And then we talked about, and I still want to, touch a little bit on
Ephesians.
Ephesians as
Yeah.
well. And we can mix it up, man. But the John 10, yeah. Let's, it doesn't matter how long it takes.
I know, that's right.
That's what I
That's
love
exactly
about it.
right.
We're doing Wednesday and we're doing Sunday.
That's right.
And we'll do Wednesday again at 7:00 coming up this week. And that's all I have, Miss Mary, here on the Gathering Table Ministry. It's been a hot week, but it's always a blessed week. It's always blessed each and every day. What we just said, our jobs, first and foremost, the Lord is so good to us, and you're so good. We're so good to each other.
Yes.
We're blessed to have each other.
We are.
And we're coming up on our first date anniversary on my birthday, July 6th. So that's another story. Boy, is that another story. But anyway, I'm looking. You're gonna, because you said John 10. I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm gonna get into it and see what it's all about, so I can just to absorb the word and have God talk to me, but also be on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Because that's always the thing when you're in the
That's
Word.
exactly right.
That's the Lord talking to you.
It's
So,
sharing.
it's
That's what we do
sharing,
here
and
at the
sharing,
Gathering Table.
And that's what we like to do about just each and everything. And
That's right.
again, we did our little garden segment and all that. So yeah, I love it. And we love y'all for watching, guys. And have a blessed and righteous Sunday. I always say, watch the heat. And if you don't have a church, then start looking. See if you can find you a church and a church family. It is such a blessing. You get so much out of it, and it's been a whirlwind of blessings for me.
That's right.
With our Velocity Church family.
Amen.
So let's say bye, and guys, again, take care, and we'll see you Wednesday night at 7.
Bye.
Bye bye. you.